Okay, let us continue our problems on some design of welded members. In the last class we have seen one problem, that is the design of welding, fillet welding on the two side. Today we are going to see the same problem with the design of fillet welding on the three side. Okay, so let us write the problem. A tie member consisting of an ISA, that is Indian Standard Angle, 80 into 50 into 8 is welded to a 12 mm thick gusset plate at site. Okay, so at site means you have to take the value of partial safety factor equal to how much? 1.5. Design welds to transmit the load equal to the design strength of the member. Okay, now see, welding needs to be provided on the three sides. This is the only difference from the last problem. Only difference from the last problem. Okay, now see, it is given that steel used is Fe410. Let us try to solve it. We know that for Fe410 grade of steel, what is the value of Fu? Fu equal to 410 Newton per mm square. Yield stress Fy equal to 250 Newton per mm square. Now, partial safety factor against yielding that is gamma m naught is equal to 1.1. okay, once again, partial safety factor for welding, because it is given in the problem, it is welding at site, that is gamma nw something equal to 1.5. okay, acha, now from IS handbook we have some properties of ISA 80 into 50 into 8. For what are the properties? It is something AG is equal to 978 mm square and the radius of gyration is equal to 27.3. See, this is the distance of the resultant force from the lower end of the angle. I will show you with the help of a diagram. Okay, now let us try to calculate the design strength, because the load to be transferred is equal to the design strength of the member, right? Okay, now coming to the design strength of the member, governed by the yielding of gross section. Now see, it is something, the formula is something like this: TDG is equal to AG into Fy divided by gamma m naught. So AG was, as per IS handbook, it was equal to 978 multiplied by 250 divided by 1.1. So it is something approximately equal to 222.27 kilo Newton. Now see, we have to design the weld and we have to assume that this is the load to be carried by the welded connection. Okay, now let us design the weld. See, the minimum size of the weld for 12 mm thick plate is equal to 12 mm. It is equal to how much? As per IS code, 5 mm. Maximum size of the weld at the round toe it is equal to 3/4 times the thickness of the thinner member, that is angle, thickness of the angle, right? So it is equal to 6 mm. Now coming to the maximum size of the weld at the square toe, we know it is equal to thickness of the member minus 1.5, so it is equal to 6.5 mm. Okay, now see, you can ask me that we are using both round and square toe. Okay, see, why we are using, because here one angle is connected to a gusset plate, right? So if this is the gusset plate, the angle is connected like this, right? So see, here we are getting a round toe and here we are getting a square toe. So both the cases we have to consider. Okay, so let us take size of the weld equal to 6 mm. Okay, now consider the effective throat thickness. We know it is equal to K into S, where K is a constant which depends on the angle between the fusion faces. So it is equal to, in this case the angle is 90 degree, so K is equal to 0.7 multiplied by the size of the weld is equal to 6, right? So effective throat thickness, we are getting it as 4.2 mm. Okay, now let us calculate the design strength of the weld per unit length. Design strength of the weld per unit length. that is we have to take the length of the weld equal to 1 mm, because the length of the weld is not given, and that is what we are doing. We are designing the weld taking into consideration the 3-side welding, right? Okay, so it is approximately, the formula is something like this: LW into TT FU divided by root 3 gamma MW. If you substitute the value, LW equal to 1, because we are doing it for per unit length. Throat thickness was equal to 4.2, FU was equal to 410, root 3 multiplied by gamma MW was equal to 1.5, because it is the welding at site. So per unit length we are getting 662.8 Newton per mm, or you can also write PdW equal to 0.663 kilonewton per mm. So this is the unit length of the weld. Now see, the length of the weld required. What is the total length of the weld required? We can find out easily. Length of the weld required, it is very easy. That is, just divide it. See, it is per unit length, so it is something like this. That is PdW multiplied by the total length of the weld is equal to the, this should be equal to the total load carried by the weld. So we know that total load carried by the weld was equal to 222.27, right? So length of the weld will be equal to 222.27 divided by the length of the weld per unit length, that is PdW. Substitute the values, you will get the total length of the weld. It is something equal to 335.25 mm. This is the total length of the weld. Now we have to provide welding at the 3 side. As per this question, let us provide welding at the 3 side. So the figure will be something like this. Okay, so it is something like this. This is the gusset plate. Let us take that this is the gusset plate, and this is the angle. Okay, so this is equal to 80, and welding is provided on the 3 side. So suppose this is L1, this is L2. These are the sides where the welding is provided, and welding is provided here also, because this is the difference. So welding is provided on the 3 side. Okay, and we know that the radius of gyration, that is the distance from the lower end of the member of the resultant force, is equal to 27.3. Okay, so let us provide weld on the 3 side as shown in this figure. Now if we now see, the total length of the weld is equal to 335. Okay, so total length of weld is equal to 335.25. Now see, we know that this third side is equal to 80 mm, because this is the angle. Properties of the angle: 80, 50, thickness is 8. So angle was ISA 80 into 50 into 8, right? Okay, so L1 plus L2 combined, that is this side and this side, should be equal to total length of the weld minus 80. So it is 335.25 minus 80. So L1 plus L2 is equal to 255, sorry, it is 255.25 mm. Okay, now taking moment about upper side of the angle. Now if we take moment about upper side of the angle, it is something like this. See, let us take first the value of L2. See, L2, the distance of L2 from this upper side of the angle, the distance is equal to 80 mm. Okay, we know the force per unit length, that is 0.663. So 0.663 is kilonewton per mm. Okay, multiplied by L2. This is the force per unit length multiplied by the length. Okay, that is kilonewton per mm multiplied by m. mm gets cancelled out. This is the total force multiplied by distance. Okay, now come to the third portion of the weld, that is the 80 mm. Okay, now see here, 80 mm is the length. So 80 multiplied by the design strength per unit length, 0.663. This is the force. Same case, see, kilonewton multiplied by kilonewton by mm. Sorry, this is the 80 mm, so it is equal to mm. So mm will get cancelled out. This is the force. Okay, now see, if this is the total force, it is assumed that this is acting through the resultant force is acting from the center. So the distance will be equal to 80 divided by 2, right? So distance is equal to 80 by 2. This should be equal to the resultant force. See, the resultant force is equal to the design strength of the member, so it is equal to 222.27. Distance will be equal to, we know that the radius of gyration equal to 27.3, so the remaining distance will be equal to 80 minus 27.3. that is, we need the distance of this resultant force from the top portion of the angle. Okay, so it is equal to 80 minus 27.3. so if we solve it, you will get the value of L2 is equal to 181 mm. So L1 is equal to, we know that L1 plus L2 is equal to 255. So 255.25 minus 181. You are getting the value of L1 as equal to 75 mm approx. So this is the problem. Okay, thank you.